What's good, YouTube? We back with another video. It's the UFC Fight Night predictions. This week is Taira versus Hyosung Park. This is the UFC Apex, so this is another Vegas card. Little fight night, you feel me? I'm gonna make this one quicker than the last one. Me and the homie was taking a bit. That shouldn't have took 30 minutes, you feel me? We're finna get straight into it. So, prelims, starting off with a women's strawweight. We got Taira Rodriguez versus Caitlin Souza. I seen Caitlin Souza. She could bang, but that's the thing. Like, she could only really strike, to be honest. We're looking at the fight time. Like, Caitlin Souza, she either finishes quick or gets finished quick. Doesn't really go the distance as much as Taira Rodriguez. She's going almost 13 minutes of fight time, which is pretty long. But women's fight, they don't really be, getting the knockouts like that. But we look at the landed per minute. Caitlin Souza's higher clip, right? So if I had to pick, okay, so it's a grappler versus a striker, right? As we can see right here with the grappling stats. But there's no submissions on Taira's side. So maybe she's just like a wrestler who likes to ground and pound, GP, right? Defense is looking good. Let me see the takedown. Takedown defense is about equal on both sides. So I expect Rodriguez to shoot a couple takedowns, but if Souza defends him, I think Souza will get a finish. But Venezuela versus Brazil, I'm going to go Caitlin Souza on this one. Next fight, we got Rafael Estevam versus Felipe Bunez. Two Brazilians, right? Coming off a win. We got an undefeated guy. This is a flyweight. Wow, so these guys are going to be fast, right? Let's see. Decent stats on both sides. So looks like Felipe's more of a submission guy, right? But he also bangs. So this is going to be a fraud test for Rafael Estevam, right? Because he's 13-0. This guy has a little bit more experience. 14-7. Reach is identical. Leg reach is identical. Will the O get taken away today? I'm going to say no. I say he keeps the O. 14-0, Rafael Estevam. That's how we're going to go on that one. Next one up, we got Austin Bashi versus John Yannis. Austin Bashi was undefeated. So he's coming off a loss. He's fighting a guy who's in his debut. This is the 145ers. They both look pretty big for the 145 class, not going to lie. Reach is identical, 1 inch for Bashi. Both from the U.S. Let's look a little bit more into this. So it looks like Yannis likes to stand and bang with no subs, so he's just a knockout artist, right? It's his debut, and I think that's going to give him a disadvantage. It's in the Apex, not a big stadium, so this might be better for him. No real stats on John Yannis. Never heard of him. 9-3. I'm going to go Austin Bashi on this one. I think Bashi, 13-1 coming off a loss. He's going to be pretty hungry to get back in that win column. We're going to go Austin Bashi on that one. Next up, we got Nick Klein versus Andre Pulyayev, something like that. U.S. versus Russia. I try not to be biased on this one, but I'm going to go U.S., man. I don't even care about none of the stats. I'm going U.S. Both coming off of losses. This is middleweight, 185ers, 6'4", so he's got the height, but he's got less leg reach and then a 1.5 inch on the reach advantage, which is decent. We should see. I think Klein will get a sub on this one. Oh, good takedown defense by Pulyayev, but I think Nick Klein will push a good pace. I don't think Pulyayev. I've never seen these guys. I think I've seen Nick Klein fight, and I think I saw his last fight, which was a loss. I think it was a banger fight, though, and he got KO'd. So, I don't know how he'll respond from a KO, but I'm still riding with Nick Klein on this one. Next up, we got Rodolfo Vieira versus Tresean Gore. I like Tresean Gore because I watched The Ultimate Fighter. That's like the most recent Ultimate Fighter I watched was the season he was on. Him, Brian Battle, and a lot of those bantamweight guys that were in it, and it was a pretty good show. Tresean Gore, I know his last fight he got knocked out, or either he got knocked out or it was a shoulder injury or something like that, right? But Trayshawn Gore is a freak. If he's coming out in this fight like fresh, 100%, fully healed and like focused, I think he'll dog Rodolfo. But that's the thing. Will we get a fresh Trayshawn Gore? I don't know. Similar heights. He's got a little bit of reach advantage. 10-3 on Rodolfo's side, 6-3 on Trayshawn Gore's side. This is a must-win for Trayshawn Gore, honestly. If we look at the stats, though, Rodolfo is a sub hunter, it looks like. He has 10 wins, 9 submissions, 1 KO, so he's definitely probably going to go for that sub. I'm not going to say definitely, but he probably will be hunting that sub. 100% takedown defense, so he hasn't even been taken down. So Trayshawn Gore's best chance at this would be to get a knockout, like Derek Lewis style, right? But I think if this guy gets Trayshawn Gore on the ground, he might choke him out. I think we've seen Trayshawn Gore actually lose by a sub before. One of these 3 losses, I think, was a sub in the UFC. So, dang, I don't want to go against Trayshawn Gore, though. I'm going to say he gets it done. I'm going to say he gets a knockout, like, second round. I hope he survives that ground. If he survives the ground game, it's going to be tough. Like, a dude that has 10 wins and 9 of them are subs, it's going to be pretty hard to even shake his confidence of taking you down and getting a sub, right? Because that's obviously what he's going for. I don't have money on this, so I'm not going to go Rodolfo. But if I had money on it, I'd probably go him. But I'm going Trayshawn Gore. All right, the featured prelim, we got Rinya Nakamura versus Nathan Fletcher. Both really talented fighters, right? And both coming off losses. Like, whoever wins this, it's weird because they both can be in the rankings and can be, like, contenders in a couple years. And I think they're both pretty young. Like, Rinya's probably, like, 24, 23. I don't know Nathan's age. But, yeah, this is a tough one. I know Rinya's way of winning is mostly through ground and pound. I think he's more of a grappler, right? Like, look at this. 100% takedown defense. 81% takedown accuracy. So he likes to get them on the ground, but he doesn't like to finish with the sub. He's going for that. He's going for that ground and pound most of the time. But Nathan Fletcher, he's a dog. I think he can bang. He can stand and bang. Looks like he actually shoots more takedowns than Rinya, but the thing is they're not as successful as Rinya's. I think Rinya has a judo background if he's a guy. I think he is. He was 9-0 until that last fight. I'm going to go Rinya on this one. I don't think Nathan can keep up on the ground. His best bet would be staying on the feet. And, yeah, I'm going to go Rinya on this one. He has an average, he hasn't gone that long. His fights don't go as long as Nathan's, but we're going to go Rinya on this one. All right, getting into the main card now. We got Danny Silva versus Kevin Vallejos from Argentina. Now, Kevin Vallejos is pretty hyped up. I mean, look at the dude's physique. He's a god, right? Well, take that back. He's freaking jacked. 15-1. His highlights are insane. 73% knockout rate. So that's like almost 3/4 of his wins. So probably like 11 out of the 15 or 12 out of the 15 are knockouts. And I think this one is a knockout too. No discredit to Danny Silva. Don't know much about him, but I'm pretty sure I watched like 2 of Kevin Vallejos' last fights, and yeah, that dude, he looks special. I don't expect any takedowns to be done in this one. I mean, Danny might shoot some, but I think it's going to be a stand and bang, and I think Kevin's just more technical, more sharp. They say they compare him to Ilya, so I think he gets it done. Yeah, we're going to go Kevin Vallejos on this one. That starts off our main card. Next up, we got Neil Magny versus Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. Probably said that wrong. They both have a lot of fights under their belts, right? Like over 30 fights. Magny's over 40. This guy is pushing 36. 35, sorry. Neil Magny with a 7-inch reach advantage in arms and then a 4-inch reach advantage on the legs. So 6'3" versus 5'11". Reach is going to play a pretty heavy advantage in this one. Seems like these guys both go the distance, better knockout. I mean, Neil Magny's pretty durable, but he is aging. I think he needs to get back in the win column. He dropped his number, you know. You see, he's not ranked anymore. I think I'm gonna go with Neil Magny on this one. I think he gets it done. I think he grinds it out. Might be a decision, or he might get a KO, honestly. Next up, we got Carol Rosa versus Nora Cornole. Carol Rosa's ranked number 10 in the women's bantamweight. Nora's not ranked, but she's 9-2, so she's like a surging prospect, trying to get up in those rankings. Carol Rosa, I'm not sure if I saw her last fight. I'd have to look into who her last fight was, but yeah. Oh, okay, so they're both ranked 10 versus 12. I'm gonna go with Nora on this one. I think she's probably more ready, more seasoned. You know, she's coming off a win. Momentum means a lot for sure. Looks like she may be overweight. This may have missed weight this fight, but hey, win's a win. Next up, lightweight division, we got Elvis Brenner versus Esteban Ribovics. Ribovics is nice. He's coming off a loss, but he's nice. I've seen him fight before. I forget who he ran up against, but you know, lightweight is such a stacked division. You're gonna run into some killers, man. 155ers are no joke. Probably the most exciting division in UFC as of late. So we got 16-5 versus 14-2. A little bit of reach advantage on Brenner's side. Similar heights. We get into the stats, so it looks like Brenner's more of a sub guy. You know, get him down to the ground, finish him that way. While Ribovics is more of a striker. So we got the classic grappler versus striker. We see Ribovics landing at such a high clip, right? Basically twice as much as Brenner. But he also takes more shots. So that's something you got to watch out for. Grappling is surprisingly not on Brenner's side with a lower takedown accuracy. Means he shoots a lot and doesn't, you know, complete it. Probably like one out of every 4 takedowns he actually gets, while Ribovics is 2 of 3. So looks like Ribovics doesn't take down often, but when he does, he makes it count. So no odds on these fights because they're not PPV, so pay-per-view. We're gonna go Ribovics on this one. I think the striker gets it done. Next up, we got Mateusz Rebski. I think it's Rebeshki, something like that, versus Chris Duncan. Now, Chris Duncan can bang, man. I like Chris Duncan a lot. He's a hard-nosed, you know, Scottish guy. I think these guys stay standing. Mateusz can fight, too. This is another lightweight bout. This is exactly what I'm talking about, the 155ers, man. Just so many of them. Yeah, it looks like Rebeshki maybe fought at a catchweight bout recently. With the reach on Duncan's side, I'm going to go Duncan, man. He's got the height. He's got the reach. I'm going to go Duncan. These guys don't really go for the subs. I mean, Rebeshki has the experience advantage, right? But I think Duncan is more hard-nosed. He's going to get after it, you know, shorter fight time. Although Rebeshki does get more knockdowns average per 15. I think we're going to go Duncan on this one. I think he gets a finish, honestly. But this should be a stand and bang type of deal. However, they do often go for a takedown. I think early they may feel each other out. I think whoever gets the first takedown will have control of the fight. But then after that, I think they'll hit a stalemate with the takedown, the ground game, and then kind of just stand and bang. I'm going to go Duncan, though, Chris Duncan. So that's our co-main. For the main event, we got Tatsuro Taira versus Hyosung Park. Now, honestly, this is going to be a banger. And it may be a banger because of how technical the grappling is going to get. Now, Tatsuro Taira, he was 16-0. He took a beating in his last fight, but he didn't look bad. He's just young, right? And Hyosung Park, if I remember correctly, this man's last fight was a nasty KO. Nasty KO. So, I think Tatsuro Taira, he's going to, you know, try to use grappling to his advantage. It seems like he's the more grappling savvy guy here. Hyosung Park, though, I feel like he's surging right now, you know, undefeated. Hasn't tasted defeat yet. This one's a toss up, man. This one's a toss up. Taira has the reach advantage, 4 inches, 2 inches on the legs, or 1.5. I like Taira. He's ranked. He's ranked number 6, and he's fighting an unranked guy. His high Park may be a he may be a fill-in for somebody. Somebody might have pulled out of this fight, and he might be fighting on a short notice. But on this one, man, it's hard, bro. Because Taira was looking good, bro. He was looking like before his last fight. If he would have won that, he might have fought Roy Val or somebody, and he just got outpieced. But Taira was one off of a title shot. If he won his last fight, he would be fighting for the title next in flyweight. Will he get this fight done? I can't. I have no money on this, so that's the best part. Like, I can get this wrong and be okay. But if I had some money on this, let's look back into some more stats, right? Okay, so Hai Sung Park has 5 subs, 4 KOs, 1 decision win. They're kind of even, right? Kind of even in here. I think Taira wins because of his experience, honestly. I think Park is good. He's going to come out striking early. If Taira weathers that storm through like the first round, maybe the half of the second or all the second, if he survives those first 2 rounds, I think he'll wear Park down. I think this is Park's first like main event or like first headline, first 5-rounder maybe in pros. So he has 100% takedown defense, but I don't think he's grappled with someone in Taira's level professionally. Yeah, we're gonna go Taira on this one. Park loses his O. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see what happens. Catch you on the next one.